The man in the Fognoro had started on a Tuesday night. The city of Boston was cloaked in a dense, unnatural fog, rolling in from the harbor like something alive. The streetlights barely cut through it, leaving the sidewalks in a half-lit murk that made every shape look like something else. Adam Cole didn't usually take the long way home from his late shift at the bar, but that night, for reasons he couldn't explain, he did. Maybe it was the fog that made him feel reckless. Maybe it was the 2 shots of whiskey he had sneaked before closing. Or maybe it was a strange pull of something he wouldn't understand until it was too late. As he turned down an empty side street, a figure emerged from the mist. A tall man wearing an old-fashioned coat, something from another time. His hat was pulled low over his face. Adam could just make out the man's lips, moving as if he were whispering to himself. "Hey, you are right," Adam called, slowing his steps. The man's head snapped up. His eyes, what little Adam could see of them beneath the brim, were wrong. Dark, sunken pits with something glinting deep inside them. He smiled, revealing teeth too white, too even, like a mannequin's. Adam's gut told him to walk faster. He listened, but the footsteps behind him matched his pace, each one clicking against the pavement like the ticking of a clock. Wasta. Wasta. Still. He turned a corner and pressed himself into a doorway, holding his breath. Silence. He exhaled, feeling stupid. Just some weird old guy. Nothing to. Lost something. The voice came from inches away. Adam's body turned cold. He hadn't heard footsteps approach, hadn't he heard breathing. But the man was standing right there, his lips barely moving as he spoke. His breath smelled like salt and something metallic. Adam bolted. He didn't look back. He ran faster than he ever had, his heart hammering against his ribs. The streets twisted and changed in the fog, making familiar turns feel foreign wrong. It was like the city itself was shifting beneath his feet. When he finally reached his apartment, he slammed the door behind him, locking it bolt hand, pushing the old wooden dresser against it for good measure. He was safe. Or the city stayed fogged in for the next 3 nights. Each night, Adam saw the man from his window, standing on the sidewalk across the street, not moving, not blinking, just watching. So was the man. Adam didn't have sleep that night, or the night after. He kept telling himself it had been his imagination, a trick of the light, of exhaustion, of whiskey, until, on the 7th night, he heard it. A whisper. Lost something. It came from inside his apartment. They found Adam. 3 days later, the door still bolted. The dresser still pushed against it, but the window. The only thing left of him was a single wet footprint, leading from the window to his bed. They never found him. And sometimes, when the fog rolls in thick and heavy, people swear they see a man in an old-fashioned coat, standing just at the edge of the streetlights, whispering to himself, waiting. If you liked this story, don't forget to share it. The more people who hear it, the more stories I can bring you hits. That like button and subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Have you ever seen something in the fog? Stay safe out there. Or at least, try. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Turn on notifications and tell us what you thought of the video. And as always, be careful of what's around you.